Howdy, I am now back in Las Vegas, returned from San Francisco because crazy stuff. Yeah, this was supposed to be freaking a 7 or 8 day devlog about me making a game a day in San Francisco, but this is mainly, it's all about the COVID-19 novel coronavirus now. So yeah, yesterday, almost 24 hours ago, San Francisco instituted a 24-hour lockdown for 3 weeks, which means that nobody could go outside for anything non-essential, or else it would be a misdemeanor. So that means if you were just jogging in San Francisco for no real reason besides getting food or working or going to the bank or something, then that would be a mild misdemeanor. So me and the 3 other people that were in San Francisco for not GDC, we've all bailed now. Austin, Kate, and Vlad should all be well at home now, or at least on their way. Vlad was a bit farther away in the Netherlands, so we'll see about him. I don't know if he was returning to the Netherlands though. But yeah, that happened. So, geez, I think I still want to do, my promise, like I said in the last video, which is super late. I couldn't upload the previous video. I couldn't upload day 3 on time because, ironically, the San Francisco Wi-Fi sucks. Oh my god, I'm so happy to be in Las Vegas. I couldn't get any of the Wi-Fi to work while I was in San Francisco. I was sitting in the San Francisco airport for 3 or 4 hours waiting for my my flight back here this morning. And literally the Wi-Fi just didn't want to work. But now I'm here, Wi-Fi works. Super frustrating. But yeah, Vegas is also doing pretty extreme stuff. The Las Vegas Strip got shut down a couple days ago, and just today, the Nevada governor said that all non-essential businesses will be closed for 30 days, which is that's rough. I mean, that's functionally what the 24-hour lockdown in San Francisco was already doing. You can't go outside for anything non-essential. But that sucks. People are panicking, as people tend to do, and people are making it about themselves, as people always do, and people are using this for political reasons, which is really, really, really crappy. But it is what it is. Yeah, a lot of people are really scared right now. Obviously, this is a serious threat. There's a serious foundation for a lot of this fear, but it's also, people are panicking when they shouldn't be. This is not a time to panic. Be alert, not anxious. This is gonna probably end up being one of the more serious pandemics we've had in a good while. But it's not a new thing. We at least in the US, but everywhere, come on. There's about every 10 or 15 years or so. I mean, there was N1H1, or was it H1N1? Whatever. There was bird flu, there was swine flu, there was Ebola, there's been stuff before. They all have their random variants, their quirks. Some are more infectious, some are more deadly. It is what it is. This is now it's an influenza. It's a new influenza strain. So that's honestly my main concern with the COVID-19, and I'm not panicking over it. Again, still, it's just kind of sucky. That's just, this stuff is inevitable. It happens. Viruses exist. Viruses mutate. No matter what the source of this was, whether it was actually from an animal or it escaped from a lab, doesn't matter. It is what it is. So this kind of stuff is inevitable. But because it's a new influenza strain, my big concern is that it's going to be just going to be a thing now, which it looks like it will be. That it's just going to be a second influenza strain running parallel alongside seasonal influenza, which you already have with the common cold, which no one takes seriously. Common cold exists all the time, but people don't people don't get scared of that. And I think that's eventually what this is going to be once we have treatments, which we're going to have pretty soon. In the US, we've been doing very aggressive medical steps, testing like 600 different drugs, and we're testing vaccines already. Doesn't mean they're going to be... The vaccines still take a lot of time. It's still probably a year or a year and a half out before vaccines could be made public. Because there's a lot of safety testing and that kind of stuff. It's a long process. But we're taking steps, and at least in the U.S. we're being really aggressive about this, which I agree with. I agree with the administration in how kind of overly cautious we're being. Downside of that, well, two major downsides of that. Lesser downside of that is that it's kind of encouraging people to panic more. Because they're saying, oh my god, they're shutting down the strip, they're putting on lockdowns, they're doing all these travel bans and that kind of stuff, and so that's exacerbating when people are already panicking. People are already panicking because people like to panic. People really like apocalypses. It's a common thing all throughout history. People get bored with their daily lives, and so whether they admit it or not, the average person kind of wants there to be an apocalypse because it's something different. And it's something big and important, and something to get worked up about, and people always think the apocalypse is going to happen in their lifetime because they're special, and we only live from our. It's impossible to see from another person's perspective. Like, we can study history and do what we can, but we can't actually live in the shoes of someone in the past or the future or anyone else that's alive. It's only us. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Once we have treatments and vaccines, it'll be okay. But I'm concerned that it's just going to suck being like a second influenza strain running parallel alongside the common cold. It's just kind of a common cold 2.0, which will suck. We'll have vaccines. I very much doubt they'll produce enough antibodies to be lifelong vaccines. Like, we have most for certain viruses, once you get them or you get a vaccine for them, it's lifelong. That's pretty sure a polio vaccine is lifelong. Smallpox, or not smallpox, chickenpox, sorry. Smallpox and chickenpox are two very different things. Chickenpox. When I was a kid, I had a play date with another kid with chickenpox, so I got chickenpox, because once you have chickenpox once, and it's not that big a deal, you live through it with any kind of modern medicine and care. Then antibodies in my blood for chickenpox are enough to last my lifetime, and that's why we developed herd immunity and all of that science. But I don't think the vaccine for coronavirus or the process of getting coronavirus and then recovering, I don't think it's going to produce enough antibodies to be lifelong. I think it's going to be seasonal or yearly, just like with seasonal influenza with the common cold, the seasonal influenza flu. Influenza flu, jeez. And because of how we're handling this so aggressively here in the US, it's going to save a lot of lives. It's going to save potentially millions of lives. But it's also it's going to destroy our economy so bad. We're going to have a bit of a recession, which sucks. Sucks when that happens. But also, again, not the end of the world. Happens. We have a recession every 10 or 12 years in the US and everywhere. That's just how there's ebbs and flows. Stuff happens. There's natural disasters, there's pandemics, life goes on. And people are again, it's a serious threat. Everyone should do as they're told, should practice social distancing, should wash their hands. I'm carrying around freaking holy crap, I'm spacing on words. I'm carrying on hand sanitizer. I'm carrying around hand sanitizer that's like 80 or 90% alcohol, and I'm using it constantly, as everyone should. You should be doing that stuff. And when you get sick, again, it's not the end of the world if you're sick, especially if you're closer to my age bracket. probably going to be asymptomatic, and or you're just going to, it's going to suck a little bit, and then you'll recover. And then you'll have antibodies. But yeah, when you're sick, you just don't go out. Be extra kind and cautious. Think about other people. Y'all want to flatten the curve and all that stuff. But well, we all want to flatten the curve. Does not give you a right to freaking be like hand sanitizer Nazis and harass people who aren't doing exactly what you want. That's happening a lot in the game dev community. I was just talking about this with Austin and Kate and Vlad last night. It does not give you any kind of right to frickin' yell at people and it's just don't do that. Don't be stupid. Like there's a photo of a team wearing all the proper face masks, and then people on Twitter, because Twitter's awful, were raging that, oh, you're not 6 feet away, it's not practical social distancing. No, cut that shit. That's so bullshit. That's gonna make me swear, and I like to avoid swearing on this stupid YouTube channel. That's stupid. Just don't do that. Don't spread actually good information. Don't spread misinformation. If you don't get information pretty much directly from the CDC or the WHO or like an actual healthcare professional that's just reporting stuff from the CDC or WHO, don't listen to that. Even the stuff I say. Fact check the stuff I say with stuff from the CDC and the WHO and basically nobody else, please. I know I'm not speaking to any kind of large audience when I say this stuff, but I don't care. It's still important, no matter how many people hear the message. But yeah, I made a couple games. I made a couple more games, and like I said, I'm still gonna keep doing that because I still want to keep my promise. So I said I was gonna do 7 games because it was 7 days a week in San Francisco, but I couldn't count. I was just being stupid. I was there from Saturday night to Saturday night, so that's 8 days, right? I don't know. I was just not doing math and being stupid. So 8 games. I have done 4 games now. I did Inverse Pair, and then the other 3 games I haven't had a chance to show. And yeah, this video is too long, and I don't have enough time. I need to edit it really quickly. I made that poker game. Decided to call it Zombie Poker. Which I don't think is a great name, but I'm just really bad at naming stuff. Then I made a really, really simple, stupid game that I don't even super want to show, called just Find the Invisible Cat, which is just a clone of Find the Invisible Cow, because that was on my list of stuff to clone, and I had no time to make it yesterday, because I spent pretty much the whole day with Austin Smith, who's a really cool guy, and I hope that he is safe back in Memphis now, with his wife and his daughter. I believe he said it was a 2-year-old daughter, and they're about to have another baby, which is wonderful, and I'm so happy for them. It's really, really great, and you guys stay safe. Keep up the great work on your game. He was calling it Super Space Box, and that needs a different name, as we discussed, so I don't know. It was a cool game. Really cool action game. Really pretty black and white graphics, which I personally am a huge fan of. I really, really look forward to seeing what happens with that game. And so yesterday I just spent pretty much the whole day either dealing with my airline stuff or prepping or hanging out with Austin and then with Kate and Vlad at the Marriott Marquis. And so I had no time, so I had I didn't time it, but I think I had less than 2.5 hours to do it. I probably made the game in honestly, maybe 40 minutes. I wasn't really keeping track. Maybe 40 minutes or an hour and 20, something like that. I don't know, it doesn't really matter to me. Made a silly game. And then today, I made another game that was intentionally much shorter. So this was made in 1 hour. Because again, I was busy with flight stuff and traveling to and from the airports. And so while I was waiting in the San Francisco airport for my flight to Vegas to happen, I made a game for Rigid Jam, which was a 1-hour game jam, and I recorded the entire thing, so I'm not lying. I'm not going to claim I did the Find the Invisible Cat game. Again, I wasn't recording or paying attention to the time. It wasn't a lot of time, but it also doesn't matter. It's not a very impressive game. But this other game that I just made today, I think I called it Typing in the Void, which again is a bad name. I'm really bad at naming things. It's literally the thing I'm worst at in game development. I swear to God. But it's a typing game. It's a very simple typing game where you're a little triangle and there's some circles and you have to type stuff. Not a perfect game design, definitely needs balancing, but I didn't have time to do that because it was 1 hour. And I'm pretty actually really happy with it for being made in 1 hour. And again, I recorded the entire development process. I'll put up a time lapse of that probably. Which, well, yeah, it's kind of fun. And then, so that's 4 games out of 8, not 7. So 4 games left as well. Which, I'll be doing. I'm going to be pretty confined to my apartment, and then I'm going to go into my office, actually, because I generally go into my office to upload, because my internet here kind of sucks. It was better than San Francisco internet. I can actually do stuff here. Oh my god, it was so frustrating being in San Francisco, and literally just, hotel's internet didn't work, airport's internet didn't work. Here, my internet works. It's slow, but it works. But I tend to go to my office at the UNLV International Gaming Institute just to do uploads, so no one else is going to be in there. I'm going to be the only person in the building, which was generally the case anyway, because I went at night most of the time, because again, I tend to make these videos super last minute. So I'll be doing that now. I will be doing more devlogs, I guess, for the rest of the week, where hopefully I can actually talk about the games I'm making. This has mainly just been talking about freaking how coronavirus is messing up my travel and my internet and video development and all that kind of stuff. But now, everything's being kind of locked down and taken very seriously, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's gonna wreck our economy, which sucks, but I think it's better. I don't know. The UK is doing a weird thing where they're only asked, at least last I heard, this could be wrong and things can change very quickly, but what I heard was that the UK was just asking immunocompromised and people over 70 to stay home for like 4 months. It was a long time, while everyone else basically just ignore the virus, and they're not canceling events, and they're just going to go out and all get sick and then get over it and develop herd immunity. And if that works, that's kind of the best of both worlds, because then people don't die and your economy is not broken. But from a game theory standpoint, what the U.S. administration is doing is much, much smarter. It's better to be overly cautious with this kind of thing, because economy wrecking, economy will repair. People dying, we can't fix people. I can't cure death, to quote Rick Sanchez. So if the UK's gamble pays off, which I sincerely hope it does, because if the UK's gamble doesn't pay off, that means a bunch of people are going to die, which obviously I do not want. But if the UK's gamble pays off, then people are going to look to the US and China and basically all the other countries and saying, oh, why did you take all these extreme measures when we could have just done what the UK did and saved people without destroying the economy? But again, I think it's much, much smarter to take this overly cautious approach and temporarily muck up the economy, but actually ensure that we save millions of people's lives. Much more important. And the thing I was just talking about with Kate is thank God, and I'm not a religious person, but thank God that we had an amazing economy here in the US before this happened, because if we had the US economy of 6 years ago and then this happened, it would be a global depression. Like, it would be an actual new Great Depression. Where now, thank God, we had a good economy. We had one of the strongest economies ever, circa a month ago. We had like the lowest unemployment and one of the most prosperous economies. And then this hit, so we'll have We'll have a recession, but we'll get over it. And yeah. Those of you watching, I'm sure, are all hunkering down or all doing self-quarantine, either of your own volition or not. And yeah, in this time, just hang out, work on some stuff. Don't forget to exercise. Don't forget, do some push-ups. I have a little mat, and I need to do this. God, oh yeah. Oh, frick, all the businesses are shutting down. Dang, I was gonna go back to my CrossFit gym. Oh, once I came back from San Francisco. Dang it. But yeah, okay, well, I'll just be doing little exercises on my stupid mat over there. Doing push-ups and jumping jacks and planks and crunches and sit-ups and all that kind of body weight stuff. Do that stuff. Don't forget, don't just sit in bed all day. Do some exercising. Eat some good food still. And yeah, just hang out. Just read some books. Make some games. If you're a game developer, which everyone watching this video probably is. And yeah, just keep at it. It's not the end of the world. World goes on. Yeah, this is my day 4 of not being of my San Francisco. Week of games friggin' vlog turned into coronavirus vlog, but yeah, it is what it is. So stay safe out there. I'll see you later.